What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology, man, and we are back at it. We're on Jonah chapter 4, verse 4. Just one verse today because this is a special verse, I think, and it's going to be pretty cool to see what we see about God and then about man and then how we apply these truths to our lives, right? That's what we do each week. That's what we do each day. That's what we do each episode. So I hope you guys are learning to do that in your own study as you're going through the scriptures. But let's dive in and see what it has to say in this one verse. Chapter 4, verse 4 of Jonah. If you haven't read it, stop the tape, check it out, read it, then come back. It's only one verse. If you have, we're going to dive deep. What's it actually saying? What is the scripture saying? God says this to Jonah. He says, "Is it good that you're mad? Should you be mad? Does it do you well that you were angry over this? That you burn with hot anger over this, Jonah?" God's asked him a question, man. This anger that Jonah has, that he says, we saw last episode, that he says he is angry even to death, that it would be better for him to die than to live. That's how angry he is over this city, and that God is relenting from putting destruction to the city. He's mad. And God says, should you be mad, bro? Should you be mad? Jonah don't give no answer. That's why we that's why we only did this verse, because Jonah don't get no answer. But what does this say about God? Well, I think it shows that he is a gracious God. We've seen that a theme over this book is mercifulness of God, or the graciousness of God, and the sovereignty of God. Well, this is a hyper focus, I think, that we're going to see on the graciousness of God, because what does God do? He asks Jonah a question. He comes at Jonah trying to make conversation to see if he can kind of convey his heart to Jonah. Trying to convey his heart to Jonah. Jonah don't answer, but that doesn't mean that God is not showing graciousness to him. That's a beautiful thing, man, because God could have just come in and slapped Jonah. Like, what are you thinking, man? Let me tell you what you're supposed to be doing here. He could have rebuked him, but he didn't. What does this say about man? Well, that we should bring our struggles to God. At least that's what Jonah did. You know what I mean? At most. That's what a buddy of mine would say. Not at least, at most. But Jonah prayed. We saw that in verse 2, I believe. It says that he was mad and he prayed to God. Well, he didn't just talk about God. He didn't just talk, man, God's such a bad God for doing this, or even though he's a good God for doing this. You know, it's funny that he terms the good things, the good nature, the good qualities of God, and makes them seem bad because he bestowed them on the wrong set of people. But anyway, is that Jonah actually talked to God about his problems. And so I think that's one thing that we should do as human beings, as people, is that we should go to God with our problems. Not talk about them, but when we have them, we have these matters of anger, anxiety, or whatever it may be, that we would go to him. And then finally, how do we apply these things? Is question is this: what are you struggling with right now, man? What are you mad about? What are you angry over, man? What's causing you to be sad? What's causing you to have anger in your heart towards a person, towards an action, towards a situation? What is it, man? Whatever it is, go to God with it. Seek him first. Pray to him. Ask him. You see, I don't think that it's bad that we ask him, because we see the reaction that God has when Jonah goes with this obviously blatantly obvious of the goodness of God. He says is bad. It's evil. You know what I'm saying? The goodness of God is evil. That's what Jonah says. Yet God only asks him a question. He says, hey, man, should you be mad about this? And so I think that's what we need to do, is bring our struggles, our pains, our hurts, whatever it is, our anger, our anxieties, cast them on the Lord. Talk to him about it. He has all wisdom. He has all power. And he has all mercy. Do that today. Appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.